I haven't actually done one of these when I'm upset. So here we go. Um, Today hasn't been bad, but I guess it's been very stressful, and a little bit of like chasing things up. This morning didn't start off too badly, as you know from my check-in, and then I had a shower and I meditated and I did things that I needed to do, and that all went quite well. I dropped Sam back home, which was a little bit stressful, hearing a kitten crying out in a car ride, but I know animals don't like car rides, so that's fine. But yeah. But since coming home, Sel still hasn't left my bedroom. She's incredibly scared to be in the rest of the house, and I feel really, really bad for like putting her through that. And she's so stressed, and she hasn't eaten or done anything. And now I'm just feeling like a really, really bad mum, because I can't even look after her. Like, she's so anxious moving through the house. She doesn't trust me because I picked her up and tried to introduce her to the other cat yesterday. So she doesn't want to be picked up. She wants to be touched and comforted, but she doesn't trust me. And so that's really hard because she's the only person that's giving me love right now, like physical, And yeah. And then I had a client, just fine, focused on her. I don't know. It was. Anyway, I know that wasn't bad. That wasn't triggering, so I don't need to go into it. She rocked up early, and I said, "No, that's." I'm like, "Oh, you're early," and she's like, "Yeah, well, I figured by the time I, take my clothes off and put them back on, I'll still get the hour." And I'm thinking in my head, bitch, it's an hour of my time, not an hour of massage. So you're going to have to book a longer appointment if you want 1 hour of fucking hands on. But I didn't say anything because it was going to come out really hostile. And I just made sure that, I finished 5 minutes earlier, and so that she could see that the rest of the time is for her to pay. So, it's up to you. It's your consultation time. It's not a massage time. But yeah, and then I got my exercise for the day in. I went for a walk down to Fernwood. I had a meeting with them and signed up for the new year, new fitness thing, and that was part of my Christmas present from Mum and Dad. They paid my activation fee, which was $95, and then I don't have to pay anything until the 9th of January, where that's where my payments will begin, but I'm able to actually start going to the gym straight away. So that was cool. And so then I did a bit of a poker walk on the way home, just to get my K's up and to make sure I had enough gifts to give everyone, and because I thought I had time. And then I came home, turned the heater on, was getting the room ready. It gets to 5 o'clock, and then 5:07. So then I send Belinda, so I may talk about Belinda a couple of times, so I will fucking name drop, I don't care. She's another massage therapist who works in Ballarat, but like actually quite close to me, and I've been to see her twice, and she is good at what she does, and then she's overworked and had to leave the industry and was actually going to give all of her clients to me because she trusts me as a good therapist. But she never completely took that back foot out. And now she's stepped back into the industry, but says that she doesn't have enough time to treat all the clients and was going to flick some over to me. So I said, yeah, that's no worries, that's fine. And then, but rather than actually giving me the clients, she just paid $20 extra to put me on as an extra staff member, because her prices are higher than mine. So she was going to be paying me what I charge customers and then skimming that bit off the top. So that's and I just said, look, you know what? No, I'm not interested in that. I'm building my own client base. So your clients, you can tell them about me if you want. You've given me a very good review.
But yeah, I'm not working for anyone else. I'm working on building my own client base. And I thought that was quite cool and whatever. Anyway, she hit me up earlier in the week wanting to organize a swap. And she was messaging me kind of first thing in the morning. So I sorry, someone's just sent me a message and it's really upsetting me. And I was saying, like, I said to her, I was getting really confused with what was going on. So what I thought was happening was I was treating her at 5 o'clock today for 75 minutes, and then I was seeing her tomorrow at 7. But it turns out I was meant to be seen tonight at 5, and she was coming over at 3:30 on Sunday. So I don't know where all this like mix up has fucking happened, but it has. And now she's just thrown it back with, look, just fucking forget about it. And it's just made me feel like it's just, do you know how hard it is for me to get a massage? Like, I want to cry. I do want to cry. I remember my surrogate mum, or my pagan mum, or Mama Mel, any of the above, I am referring to the same person. I remember 2 years ago when I was halfway through my course and I was talking to her about it, and she said, why massage? And I said, I've always liked it. I've loved giving massages. I've loved receiving massages. It's been a big part of my culture, I guess, being Japanese. It was just really, I don't know, I guess, because I don't know, being a reserved culture, like, outward displays of affection aren't really common, but health and well-being is very important. So I guess if you can support each other and give each other a massage or do daily exercise and things like that, it's viewed quite well. So I do have very, very fond memories of my grandmother in Japan giving me massages. I have fond memories of massaging my Australian grandmother back or hands or anything, because when her arthritis would flare up, she'd really, really like a massage. And when things weren't working out for me in retail and I dropped out of music school, that's when I started massage 10 years ago now. I dipped my foot in. So yeah, and then after everything that happened and all the heartbreaks and this, that, and whatever, what I realized that what's really important for me is to have human connection. And that's where I felt the calling to come back to massage and to be able to help people. And the more that I trained and, you know, you have that literal physical connection with people, that was good. And that was really cathartic and therapeutic for me. And I remember Mel saying, you know, like, so when she asked me why am I getting into it, and I'm like, because I need to be doing work where I'm interacting with people and touching them, I guess, in a consensual way and in a way that means something to me. I can't be sitting at a desk locked in my own cubicle or anything like that. Like that's not where I thrive. This is what I need. And she said that, you know, it was really great that I could recognize that within myself. But I guess I feel like the more I'm getting into this industry, and I know that this is where self-care is really important, so don't worry, that is a tab that is sitting there open, but what it's doing for me right now is reinforcing that I'm a giver, that I give a lot, and then I feel really empty because no one gives back to me, because I run on this principle of, like, I believe wholeheartedly in the law of reciprocity. And so that's why I believe if I'm good and I'm kind and I do things for people, that by way of appreciation they would do the same back to me, right? Surely logic. No, apparently that's not how the world works. And I don't know, between
between the odd treatments that I am doing, or the little bits of pole that I'm doing, or even just not sleeping well and being really fucking stressed. Like, I can feel it in my shoulders. I really need like a good massage. And I think I've had a stress video about this last week, about how I went and I thought I was booking in for a massage, and instead I got a Reiki treatment that just shook the shit out of me. And as way of compensation, the therapist that I went and saw booked me in for a remedial with a school that was doing assessments over the weekend. So I have had a remedial trap massage, but I was trying to, like, I think I've done another video about that before on Sunday, where I was saying, like, I had to keep asking for pressure, and it got to the point where I was hearing the therapists on either side of me laughing. So obviously my therapist was making a face as if he was giving as high pressure as he could, and it was just like, mate, I don't know. So I just feel like when I spoke to Margie, who was the therapist that I thought I was asking for a massage, but I wasn't clear enough, and I need to work on my communication. She said, maybe I'm not meant to be getting a massage right now. That's why no one's getting back to me. That's why Nadine is ignoring me. That's why, and not giving me a time. That's why this shit's fucked up with Belinda. That's why Susie's refusing to treat me. She's like, all these people you know are refusing to treat you, so you might need to analyze why that is, and maybe you just need to go to someone that you don't know. And I'm like, I don't want to go to someone that I don't know. I don't want to go to just a shitty Chinese clinic where I don't mean to put shit on them. I'm not trying to put crap on it, but the only thing that I can afford is those like walk-in ones, and they don't assess, they don't care, they don't talk to you about whatever's going on. They just have their sequence and they go for gold, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not, and it's not generally what my body needs. I am actively actually looking for a therapist that my body responds really, really well to, and I don't believe that it necessarily is a remedial person, because the best massage therapist I ever had was only Cert 4 trained. But she was fucking brilliant, and I miss her so much. I message her every now and again to let her know I'm thinking of her and how much I appreciate her, and she doesn't get back to me either. Like, I've burned a lot of bridges, and I'm feeling really alone right now. So much so to the point, and I'm really overwhelmed, that I've put up this status update saying I just wish I could fucking die. Because I know that there's no point in even trying, because something will happen. I'm not allowed to die. I don't fucking know why, but I'm not. And I can say that with fucking confidence, because I remember two years ago, before I had to go and stay with my pagan parents to give Erica a break because things were so full on. And like, I don't know. So again, I was trying to get off pot. So my GP or someone prescribed me temazepam to knock me out and make me go to sleep. And I hadn't been taking any of them because I was using, like, you know, the same issue that I've been having over the last couple of weeks since I've started doing these videos. And, you know, 3 temazepam is usually what they'll give someone if you're going under for, like, surgery or some shit like that. And, I don't know. I remember there was a fight with Erica. We were both really upset and really overwhelmed. and I said I was going to take it. I'm taking it. I'm ending my life. And she said, "Whoa, let's go halves, and we'll die together." And because I didn't want my sister to die, I took them all. And so I took 18 to Mazepam. And then I had to go to my psych appointment. And for those of you familiar with Ballarat, this is when I was living on Bridge Street in Sebastopol. And I remember leaving, as I was walking out of the flat towards the car, I remember feeling like my legs were jelly. I could walk, but I was like, I don't know how much longer I've got control over this. You need to keep focused. You just need to get to Linda and tell her what's happened. The last thing I remember was turning right at the roundabout at the end of my street. So that's the roundabout where the Commonwealth Bank is in Sebastopol, near the Green Parrot fish and chip shop, if anyone's familiar. That's the last place I remember being. And 4 hours later, I regained consciousness in the ER. Nurses were telling me to take my earrings out because they had to send me for an MRI or a CT scan to make sure I didn't have any brain damage. And so what happened was, I don't fucking know how, but I managed to drive and I crashed into another car at the Leith Street traffic light. And that's when the police were called, and the police took me home to speak to my sister, pick her up, and then we were both taken to ER. And Erica says that in ER, basically every 15 minutes I would keep asking the same question. Like I have no recollection of any of this, and even finding like I remember when I came to that night, like properly, and could understand everything again, and seeing that I was making phone calls, and I called my psychologist and I said, really dopey voice, I'm like, hey Linda, I've just been in a car accident, and so I'm not going to be able to make it to the appointment. So that's how I was talking. And yeah, I just scary. But anyway, I don't remember how I got onto that. Oh, yeah. So fucking took 18 to Mazepam, have no fucking consciousness, even though like I was awake, but my brain was not on. I crashed and I came out without a scratch. How is it that I can keep doing the things that I'm doing and I'm still fucking here? Yeah, once took 80 paracetamol and 16 Seroquel. I'm not allowed to die, but I really, really want to. I don't know how. Now this woman that I met once, because we did our Reiki level 1 together, sends me a message. All these hearts saying, sending some love and healing your way, hun. So, I don't know. I was feeling really good, and now I'm really not. And I don't know what to do. I'll check back in soon because I don't want people to worry. But I'm really, really low right now.